Hello, my name is Jimmy Vegas, and welcome to this, the 14th in a series of video tutorials on Unity 3D. Okay, so in our last tutorial, if you remember, we decided to go ahead into the store and import some assets from one of these deserts. So what we'll be doing in this tutorial, as I've seen a few people quite keen and eager, is we're going to build sort of a cave. I'm not quite sure how long it'll take us to build a cave, but my intentions at this point are to kind of build it just here. And what I want to do realistically is build it off of the terrain to make it a little bit easier. So, first things first. Let's see, if we go to Game Object, Create Other, Cube. Let's drag it this way a touch, and let's change the scale to, let me see, let's change it to, tell you what, we'll do the ground first, so we'll make this quite large. So let's do 50. And let's do the Z or Z axis to 50 as well. So let's drag this down here to around there, maybe down further to around there. Okay, in materials, sorry, not materials. Let's see, let's go to small town textures. I'm just trying to think what's the best thing to do. I think probably we'll stick to this now. If we go to create, material, and we'll call this cave ground. And all I'm going to do is drag and drop the terrain path texture onto it like so. Let's set the tiling. Let's see, let's set it to 10 by 10. And let's drag onto it. There we go. So that'll serve as our floor for our cave. Next, what we'll do is, let's see, Game Object, Create Other, Cube. Now all I'm going to do here is I'm going to create kind of a structure for our cave. So it kind of defines where our cave is going to be, because we're going to cover the walls with the rocks. So I'm going to change the size. X, let's see what we change it to. 20 maybe. Change the Y to 10. Just realised I'm changing the wrong thing here. My apologies, my apologies. It would help if I changed the correct settings, wouldn't it? Okay. So all we need to do now is align this cave wall down here to about there. It does not have to be accurate in any way, shape or form at the moment, because as I say, it will all be covered up anyway. So let's duplicate, pull it out this way, and let's change the rotation on the y-axis to 45. Sorry, minus 45 we'll put it. Let's keep it easier that way. To about there. So you'll notice now we have cubes. Best thing for us to do is if we right click, rename, and let's call this cave ground 001. We'll call this cave body 001. Let's see, rename, and we'll call this cave body 002. Game object, create other. Sorry, not create other. We'll create empty for now because we need to keep everything together. So right click, rename, and we'll call this cave 001. So now let's drag and drop everything into cave 001. And let's continue to duplicate these just here. Let's change that to 45. And let's drag it out to around, somewhere around there maybe. Yep, that'll do. Let's duplicate this. Drag it this way. And let's change the rotation on the y-axis to 90. About there. Let's duplicate again. Drag this way. Let's say to around there. And duplicate again to about there. And lastly, we'll duplicate this to there. Now you'll notice that we need to change these just here. So we will rename that to 3. Just to keep track of everything, to be honest. To keep things slightly easier. 4. Call this one 5. And we'll rename this one to 6. Okay, so we have our kind of cave structure ready here. Let's just take ourselves out a little. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to move this cave this way. So we need to kind of make a bit of a ramp going down into our cave. And to do that, I'm going to take the cave ground, I'm going to duplicate and pull it out to about there. We'll change the rotation on the z-axis to maybe 20. Let's see how that looks. That looks fine. So all we need to do now is just kind of align it nicely here. Around there maybe. Pull it down slightly to maybe about there. And we just need to change the rotation here, let's see, to maybe 15. And pull it up to about there, I would think. I think we could do with moving the entire thing this way slightly. Around there. Okay. Now I'm going to move our player over towards our cave, just so it saves having to press play, walk around loads before we actually get over to where we need to go. So if we take our player all the way over here, make things easier, and press play. Head over to what will be our cave. And that looks fine for now. Yes, that'll do for now. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom back in on our cave. Next thing to do is over here on your sandstone desert rocks in the prefabs. I apologise. It's now just a case of dragging and dropping your rocks onto your scene how you would like to see it. So I'm going to take this, put it about there. I'm going to duplicate, pull it upwards, rotate slightly, Duplicate it again, pull it up, rotate it a little more. Let's see. Let's change the X to maybe 10. No, maybe -10 that way. Okay, that'll do. I'm going to put rock 4 just there, just underneath it. Rock 11. We could do with rescaling that, so let's put that as 4, 4, 4. And let's move it to about there. I'll put rock 17 here, and I'll rescale that one. 10, 9, and 9. That rock is quite large now, so I'm going to raise it up to about there. Quickly zoom around, check it looks okay. That looks fine. Duplicate this one just here, and I'm going to rotate this one on the x-axis 90 degrees. That looks pretty decent for now. For something done so quickly anyway, that looks pretty decent. Okay, so this here will be our entrance into our cave. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly decorate, as it were, one of these walls, just to quickly show you what we intend to do. So let's take this rock, change the rotation on, let's see, I think we'll do it on the Z or Z axis. We'll change it to 90, and we'll move it just this way, and we'll have it at the back, about there. I'm going to duplicate, change it to 45, and then change the let's change the X to 20. I'm just going to drag it up to about there. Let's see, let's put in rock 15, maybe about there. Let's duplicate, pull upwards, down to about there. Put rock 4, maybe about there. Right, for now, we'll leave just a second. As you may have noticed, we have started creating our blocks outside of where we want them to go. So, drag and drop all the rocks that we've created so far into cave 001. It makes things easier for us in the long run. Don't worry too much about the repetition of names. It's Unity can cope with more than one single name, however it can't reference the name. But we'll go into that in another tutorial when we get into our scripting again. Okay, so we're nearly done with this. All our rocks are nearly in. Okay, so let's continue building our little cave. Let's put rock 4 about there. Rock 15 about there maybe. Let's change our camera angle round slightly so we can see a bit better. Let's move that to about there. Let's duplicate, move it this way, and let's change the rotation on the y-axis to 30. Change around slightly. Let's put a rock there. And let's put one of the big rocks just here. Move it that way. And let's rotate. Let's see. Let's rotate on the y-axis with this one. And let's put it to 80. and move it just into place. Let's say about there. Let's duplicate this rock, pull upwards and across about there. Let's see, let's do rock 17. Let's increase the size of rock 17. Let's put that to 5, 5, 5. Pull upwards to about there. Let's put rock 4 just there. Kind of block out any little holes that you see. Best thing for us to do at the moment. There we go. Let's put another rock 6, but let's decrease the scale on rock 6 this time. Let's put it to 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. And we'll put it about there. Let's duplicate this rock. And let's bring it about there. We'll duplicate this one and we'll move it to there, and we'll increase the scale to 2, I think. About there, that looks okay. And let's see, let's duplicate this again, drag up here and across, trying to fill any gaps. Change the rotation on that to minus 40 and fill this gap just here. Now at the moment you're probably thinking, oh gosh, what a mess. But don't worry, when we're finished it won't be as messy as what it seems. So let's take this, drag down and across again and put it there. Now I am only doing this very, very quickly, and by all means you can take as much time as you want and need. You probably will need a lot more time than what I'm doing this in, just to fill in all the little cracks. So let's put in rock 6, about there maybe. Let's place it there. I'm going to duplicate, pull it up, and I'm going to rotate. Let's see, I'll do it on the there, Z or Z, by 90. And then I'll just align it a little better. About there. I'm going to put rock 17 just there. And I'm going to increase it to 2, 2. Let's see, let's change to 90 as well. Yep, that looks fine. Just duplicate, take over this way, and I'm going to increase it to 555. And let's change that to 45. Okay, that looks okay. Let's put rock 15 just there and kind of place it inside about there, covering just there. And let's put rock 4 there, and let's change the scale on the Z axis or Z axis to 3. There we go. Okay, so that is only half of our cave. It's not looking fantastic this side, but what we'll do is we'll now build our walkway down into our cave. So all I'm going to use for this one is copies of rock 6, just to make things a little easier. So let's take that and change, let's zero out the rotation. Let's change the Y to 90. Change the Z to 90 as well. re-angle so we can see. Yep, that looks okay. Duplicate. Outwards. Downwards. Let's quickly change ourselves around again. And let's duplicate both of these and pull them this way. Let's just drag rock 6 on about there and drag up to about there. Let's duplicate and move along. Duplicate, move along, pull down a touch. Let's just fill any gaps that we have. About there. Let's quickly zoom in. Take a look around. So you can see there's a gap just there that we need to fill. So we will duplicate our rock and pull up. Let's quickly turn ourselves around and have a look just there. Okay. Let's press play and see what we look like so far. So over here you'll see a big mountain of rocks, and we just need to fill in just there at the top. So now we go into our cave and we can see over here our cave looks quite alright. We just need to fill in all these little gaps at the back. However, to do that, we can maybe cheat a little more. Let's go to, let's see, what can we use to fill in? Let's have a look around. Surely we've got something we can use as a material to kind of fill in. Let's use this terrain path again. It's probably our best bet. So, just drag and drop onto our objects. There we go. I'm not going to do these yet because we'll finish off that bit in the next tutorial. So it's not worth worrying about too much for now. But what I will do, just to kind of finish off one half of our cave, is I will duplicate this, pull it this way, duplicate again, and pull it here. Now let's change the rotation to 90 and let's increase our scale to 2, 2, just to make it a very, 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 very big rock. So let's go inside our cave and rearrange. We can pull it maybe to about there. About there. Let's duplicate again and pull this way. So now let's press play again. And head over. Now obviously mine doesn't look very tidy at all, because I've done it, what 20 minutes now it's taken me just to quickly build this. You take as much time as you need and you'll end up having a nice looking cave, one that looks much better than this terrible cave. Okay, so we'll leave it there for now. That's the end of this tutorial, but next tutorial we'll be looking at making this cave a bit better, playing around a bit more with our desert, and well, we'll see where we go from there. I'm hoping soon we'll actually have some enemies and some weapons to play with, because once we've got all this area built up, we will look at inputting maybe some spiders or something which will be our enemies. So let's just collapse that in our hierarchy and drag everything we need to. All these rocks everywhere. Let's select them all. And we'll just drag them where they need to go. I've let it get a bit too messy. That's bad practice, that is. Try not to let it get too messy. So you're stuck trying to fix everything up and make it look decent again. But there we go. Okay, so now we have our hierarchy tidy. That really is the end of this tutorial. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.